What's up, guys? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report, as well as Joe Boo's day job, because we're in here doing some work. Mike, great job at getting these cutting boards put together. Look at it. Look at the beauty up in there.
Yeah, if it wasn't raining,
I think I'm done for the day because my knee is kind of hurting a bit.
or at least taking the trash and putting it on the truck.
Yeah, well, you can still do that if you want to, the old wood. So, we got some news. Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys got some splaining to do because the NFL is fining them. They're getting fined. The Cowboys are getting fined $100,000. Mike McCarthy is getting fined $50,000 for violations on OTA'S. Now, they're not the only ones. I think the 49ers, they got $100,000.
They're working out too hard?
Well, see, here's the thing. They can't see you, Mike. They can't see you, man.
They're working out too hard or something? Or
well,
too much work
you're not supposed to have contact. I know they're not. Adam Schefter, okay, now forgive me, because Adam Schefter just tweeted this out not long ago. But basically what they're saying is the Jaguars are getting fined $100,000, and Urban Meyer's getting fined $100,000. I'm sorry, Urban Meyer's getting $100,000 himself, and $200,000 for the Jaguars. They got the biggest fine right there.
That's like chunk change.
Chunk change. Well, okay, but Urban Meyer, you know, he got Tim Tebow there. Maybe he got Tim Tebow out there, you know, doing a little too much of stuff. He should be fined just for bringing him in. You know what? If I were a tight end out there right now, and I see a guy who hasn't played in, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, who was a quarterback, who's undersized at the position, and he's getting a chance, and it's just like, him? Seriously?
Yeah, but he had an opportunity. The thing that gets me with Tim Tebow, he had an opportunity in New England to be a tight end, and probably would have won a Super Bowl in New England. But he's like, no, thanks, but no thanks.
Anyway, that's another case in there. But the 49ers got a $100,000 fine. Shanahan got $50,000, the same as the Cowboys as well. So we don't know exactly what they were doing. But here's what's kind of cool is, I guess not cool, but, you know, maybe the NFL looked at it and says, you know, a lot of teams didn't have OTAs.
And whose fault is that?
Well, that's because of the Players Association, and the players basically are like, nah, it's not safe because of COVID.
Okay,
you know?
Then what happened to that one player who worked out on his own, and he basically is out of a job this year? Well,
he's out about $25 million exactly. for not working out with the team. But, you know, the whole COVID situation
I'd rather not pay a fine to be ready for the season than play like ass like they did last year. And
well, here's what's interesting is, you know, the whole COVID situation has changed a lot of stuff because you got, you know, Measly Beasley. He's talking about sitting out because he says, I'm not getting a shot. And a lot of people are out there that are, you know, like, screw that. I'm not getting a shot. If it means I can't do whatever I want to do, I'm not going to do it. So with these other teams, I think there were 21 or 20-some teams that didn't have OTAs at the facilities because of, you know, worries about COVID. So I look at the teams that did as actually being further ahead than the teams that didn't. I think for the Cowboys, that's the best thing that could have happened is that they were having these OTAs. And if they got after it and had to pay, you know, about $150,000, that's just the cost of doing business. Famously,
Jerry Jones
Pete Carroll. I'm surprised Pete Carroll is not on this list because Pete Carroll every year is always getting fined for, you know, illegal practices and, you know, OTAs going a little too far than you should. But
yeah, but their team,
what?
They need it.
Well, maybe this is part of the, you know, maybe it's Dan Quinn because he came from Seattle.
I'm just saying Seattle needs extra practice. They're not playing so high.
Well, their defense, yeah. Well,
they're playing so high.
So that's what we got right now, guys. Yeah, I know it's not a whole lot of news. I mean, when you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys worth $5.7 billion, and the fact that the NFL is basically saying that within a few years that all the teams will be worth $8 to $10 million.
And the New York Yankees aren't even close.
Right, okay, but hold it. Think about this. I want you to think about this for a second.
No, the New York Yankees aren't even close to what the Dallas Cowboys are.
I understand that. But I want you to think about this for a second. When you hear that all teams, that means the teams that are ass, like the Cleveland Browns are only worth 2.3 right now. If You're saying that all the teams are going to be worth between $8 and $10 billion in the next couple of years because of gambling? That's tripling your money for the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns will be worth. It's just mind blowing, and the Cowboys will make somewhere north of $900 million this year, and they said within 2 years, I think they'll be making $1.3 billion. So, the grand scheme of things, what is $150,000 to the Dallas Cowboys organization? It's not even a parking ticket.
So Jerry Jones might just pay the whole bill.
I mean, seriously, that's like, oh, here, let me take some change out. Here you go. Let me pay that fine. That ain't shit.
Remember when Zeke got in trouble? Was like, I ain't gonna pay that fine. He came right out. He just paid it. Like, yeah. This.
Quite frankly, I'd look at it and say, shit. You mean I can practice illegally? I can do harder practice, and all I have to do is pay a couple of $100,000?
That's a chump change.
Here's a blank check.
That's chump change.
Get on the field, guys. Let's practice. Why not?
Chump change to the owners. Especially Jerry Jones.
Seriously. What is 50? Come on, man. You know, to you and me, hey, all right, $50,000, hey.
Yeah, but Mike
but we're not comparing.
Couple million. He probably make at least a couple million.
We're not talking about apples and oranges here. This is a totally different world that we're talking about here. Well, that's all I got right now, and I'm not gonna push my leg too much here. I hope you guys tune in tomorrow night for our live stream. I don't know if my stuff will get here from Amazon because I'm trying to hook up some new stuff. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, but they say by 10 p.m. tomorrow. It could be any time, but since I ordered it yesterday, you notice that it seems like it's taking them long. It used to be like, oh, we'll get it to you in 2-3 hours. Now it seems like, oh, okay, next day delivery, and next day when I ordered yesterday, which is hump day, ends up being Friday by 10 p.m.
It also depends on what time you order, because some of that stuff, it tells you on there, if you order it X amount of time, you'll get it in this amount of time. So it might have been when you ordered it.
If today is today and they say next day delivery, that to me is tomorrow.
But what did it have a timer on it when you ordered it?
It said if you order within like 5 hours, it'll be next day delivery. But then when you paid for it, it said Friday by 10 p.m. And I'm like, it's Wednesday. I know it's Wednesday night, but next day is Thursday. Am I the crazy one? Yeah, actually I am.
It might have been when you ordered it.
I'm actually really crazy. And my hair got all wet. I'm having one of them bad hair days, and I probably need to go back and get it trimmed some more. Hope you guys are having a good one. Mike McCarthy, you got some explaining to do, man. You got big bucks that you got to pay. Peace.